Morning. Oh, did I push the button? Yes. Good morning. It's it's Thursday, the 3rd of May, 2018. Welcome to this morning's United Kingdom talk. And look, another outfit here. There's no expense spared on this programme, I'm telling you. I almost look like a real person on the television today, don't I? How blooming marvellous. Now, this is a requested outfit this morning. I don't know if she's with us yet, Claire, but this is a requested outfit. She suggested the purple shirt with the new champagne colour jacket available from Moss Brothers for £129, or get yourself a 20% discount code on the internet and you get it for 120 quid. Okay? I'm not very good at maths, darling. So you'll get this for about 20 quid at Moss Bros if you find the money off voucher there, okay? This is a special request from Claire. Oh, she's with us. Good morning, Claire. Claire is with us, along with Joanna. Good morning, Joanna, on YouTube. Paul Mosley's there in Birmingham. Claire, who has now joined Slimming World last night. Do you really need to join? I don't think I've never noticed you being a little bit overweight, Claire. Honestly, I'm not joking. I don't know why you're joining Slimming World. Do you think you need to lose some weight? Well, I mean, if you think that, then fine. But honestly, I hadn't noticed. Generally, you can tell the people who need to lose weight and those who don't. Like, take, for example, I hope it's not there, my best mate, you know. I mean, he could do with losing 3/4 of his weight, dear. Not that I'm one to cast false aspersions on anyone. You understand that, don't you? Yes. Anyway, Claire's joined up for a 12-week Slimming World course. If you want to lose weight, you won't be disappointed, Claire. Just stick to it. Start straight away and you'll be fine. In fact, this morning, I've done loads this morning already. This morning I got up, I immediately opened my front door, released all the latches on the door to open the door and let the beautiful weather pour into the doors this morning. I've been doing a campfire stew as well. You'll find that on there. If you type into Google Slimmer's World Campfire Stew or Sin-Free Campfire Stew, something like that. I've been doing that all night in the slow cooker. So I turned that off and I've measured that out into its various little bowls. Well, not measured. You don't need to measure anything like that. I've put it in various bowls, all ready for freezing, because I've got a great big slow cooker, massive thing it is. So I get out of that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I get 7 or 8 meals out of that. 4 will be frozen. 2 will go in the fridge in like a Pyrex jug thing, and then 1 ready for later on. But not this afternoon, because I'm going out this afternoon. Oh yes, another afternoon tea this afternoon, Claire. I'm afraid you'll have to knock the afternoon teas on the head, Claire, if you're starting off the Slimming World until you've lost the bit of weight that you want to lose. Honestly, I didn't notice you needed to lose any weight. I'm absolutely serious, darling. Anyway, well done if you've joined it, and good luck with that. Okay. Thank you, Joanna. I'm glad you like the new jacket. It's not bad, is it? Just over £100. I wish I'd discovered Moss Brothers years ago. Usually I'm Ted Baker or Ralph Lauren, something like that. But I mean, this is like a third of the price here. Although I'll probably be doing a little bit of shopping when I go to Vegas. I'm looking forward to that in October. Claire, I hit 10 stone a while ago. Well, how much do you want to weigh then? 10 stone isn't big, is it? I'm 12. 10 stone's not big at all, Claire, but you do what you must do, darling. I honestly didn't think you needed to lose any weight, but it's up to you. All right, baby. Paul says you've got some good charity shops around you. Another new jacket. You can get some good stuff in charity shops. I don't like the smell. I'm sorry, I don't like the smell in charity shops. I suppose, I mean, you can take it. I could buy stuff in there and take it down Mrs. Tahid's to have it. I've got to go down Mrs. Tahid's again. Can I show you something? Look. Now, I've no idea how this got there. Just a moment. To be honest, I could also do with having this adjusted first. This is one of my jackets. This is I got this on special offer, Barber. Okay, so this correct price was £375. I wouldn't pay that for a jacket. It's too much, far too much. £375. I got this. Not Bicester, how do you say it? Bicester. The Bicester Outlet Shopping Village about a year ago. Cling! Reduced 3 times. to £75. I paid £75 for this. And it's nice, isn't it? I've worn this a couple of times. But, look, how did that happen? Lips, dear. Lips. Lipsticks from a woman. Now, I think that was the Lady Phoenix did that. Accidentally. I can't believe that she would purposely try and make me look ugly and horrible and disgusting and dirty. Like someone was on the train this morning, apparently. Someone was spotted picking their nose on a train. And they do it like, like there's no shame in doing it. Have you seen them on there? Dirty, disgusting, vile people picking their noses on trains and buses and planes. Like there's not even hiding it. So I've got to take this down, Mrs. Do you reckon that'll come out all right? Lipstick. Or shall I try something? Ooh, it's a bit dodgy trying something yourself, isn't it? Lipstick on my collar. Except it's not on my collar, it's on the front. Lipstick on there. Going down Mrs. Tahid's for a dry clean. And actually, it could be doing with being taken in a bit because it's a bit too big for me now. So that's the jacket to go down Mrs. Tahid's later. And I'll have it dry cleaned. Yeah, if you buy stuff in charity shops, I mean, there's some good stuff in there. But I just can't stand the smell, dear. Oh, it's awful. It's a bit like going into jumble sale. Who remembers going into jumble sales? I used to help at loads of those. Scout jumble sales. The church. Did the church ever have a jumble sale? No, I don't think they did. They tend to have Christmas fetes and summer fetes, the church, didn't they? When I was a kid. No, but the Scouts always had jumble sales, or the Girl Guides, and I used to go and help. I used to stink in there. All these mouldy old clothes, dear. And mouldy old people going in to buy the stuff. I hope you don't pick your nose on trains, do you? There's some more disgusting things in the news today, which I shall be dealing with a little bit later on in our show, okay? Hello to Ross Hernand. Good evening, Ross. Welcome. Morning, Ross. Welcome to the show. Claire bought her first pair of size 16 trousers. Never want to be more than that size. Want to get back to a 12. Okay. Yeah. Well, you'll be able to do it on Slimming World. I guarantee you. Absolutely guarantee you. No cheating. Stick to the plan, darling. All right. Ross has got a new puppy. Oh, the mess. I couldn't be doing with that. Oh, my God, the mess in the house. Every time you turn around. Oh, here's the best one. When you get, at night time, when you get up to go for a wee halfway through the night, no slippers on, and you're walking along with your bare feet and, oh, no. Oh, you're stepping dog mess. Oh, and it squidges in between your toes. You never get rid of that smell, dear. You'll never get rid of that smell. It's vile. Puppies are lovely things, but to have to train them in the house, no, not for me. You get a cat. Get a cat. They just don't need to be trained, do they? How is that? How is it that cats just don't need to be trained? They automatically know to use the litter tray. It's like something, like God has given it something in its head before it even come out of its mother. It knows, it comes out of its mother, immediately starts looking for a litter tray. Meow, meow. Meow. Dog all over the place. Oh, you'll need new carpets and everything. It's going to cost you a fortune, Ross. Dear. It's a Great Dane, 8 weeks old and 2 days, called Maverick. Oh, how beautiful. They're great big things, aren't they? Once they're trained, they're lovely. But I couldn't do with the training. Oh, I wouldn't be able to stand it. Can't you send them away a couple of weeks to get trained somewhere and then get them back again in a nice pretty box with a pink bow on top or something like that? Claire's target weight is 8 stone 8 pounds. Had scrambled eggs, ham, baked beans and tomatoes for breakfast. Oh yeah, you'll love the breakfasts. You must try the overnight oats. Overnight oats. Fat-free yoghurt, berries of some sort of your choice, and a little bit of dried oats, layered. Put it in there overnight. In the morning, you take it out. All the oats has soaked up a lot of the yoghurt, and it's lovely. And by the way, if you want to buy the yoghurt cheaper, go to Aldi. It's 68 pence in Aldi, whereas in most other places it's touching a pound. Morrison's, strangely enough, they're the most expensive for fat-free yoghurt. Can't work that out. Waitrose is 5 pence cheaper than Morrison's. They want a pound. They want a pound in there. As I say, in Aldi, it's only 68p for the fat-free yoghurt, which is, I mean, if you go, I buy 10 at a time, you see, because it's got like a 2 or 3 week date on it before it goes off. Claire's got 2 golden retrievers. Such nice dogs, they really are. Ross says, no mess, I take him out during the night. What, all night? Poor thing. It does need a rest, you know. Just because it's a dog, you can't keep it awake forever and ever. Put matchsticks under its eyes like that. Woof, woof. I got to close my eyes. Woof, woof, woof. 3 dogs Ross has got. Good luck with that. Send pictures when you're ready, Ross, okay? Over on Facebook Live, Adam the Plumber gets the first message in this morning. Good morning, Adam. Andy Baker's there. Good morning to Gokul, who's watching on one of the Facebook Live Learn English groups. Good morning, Gokul. Gokul, I think that's how you say it. Good hello to Diane Jeb. Alan Campbell, my Alan, I have to tell you, he popped up the other day. Alan was probably my first ever best friend. And after 40 years, I found him on Facebook a couple of weeks ago and sent him a message, and we've been having little chats going to and from. I'm hoping to meet up with him soon as well, when we both get a moment or two. I haven't got a moment or two at the moment to spare. Oh, dear, busy, busy, busy. Alan's, I don't know what you do, Alan. I think you told me, didn't you? Oh, you work on the trains, don't you? So Alan Campbell's. I say good morning to Alan, everyone. Come on. Andy Baker. Likes the new outfit. Good morning to Ross Patzelt, who's only here for 5 minutes. Okay, good morning, Ross. Thanks for you taking time out and popping in for 5 minutes. Dom Unique, good morning in Ontario in Canada. We've got a few people watching Canada. Welcome along to the show, Dom Unique. Welcome, sir. Super sunny where Ross lives over in the east of the country there. Beautiful, beautiful. And he got all his wedding suits from Moss Bros. And you don't even have to buy them, actually. You can hire them from there. I saw jackets for hire, like 15 quid or something. You can hire them for a night. What happens if they get dirty? Not sure what happens. Do you have to get them cleaned, or is there an extra charge for that? I suppose there is, really. Because it's so easy, you know, to knock over a drink on someone's nice clothes, isn't it? Oh, don't you hate it? Best place is on a table in a pub. You know, those stupid wine glasses, you know, with stems. They are so easy to knock over, aren't they? Yeah, especially if you're having a fight. Andy Baker, good morning. Bought a jacket from charity shop once. It really smelled of smoke. Took me weeks and weeks to get the smell out. By that time, I'd lost interest in the jacket and took it back to the charity shop. Did you? I don't like the smell of that stuff. It's horrible. Morning, Colin. Hello, Colin. And Paul Gallagher's there as well. Don't see you much anymore, Paul. Where have you gone to? You keep disappearing. Get something from Robert Dyers for the lippy. Really? I think I'll just take it in. I'll take it in and get it sorted. What's it going to cost me? 15 quid or something like that to get rid of the lipstick on there. Awful. So this morning, I've been busy already this morning. I went out the front and I've got lilies. Now, not flowering yet, but I've got lily plants in these 5 big... No, how many is there? 3 of them. In 3 great big tubs that I've got out the front. And they've been in these tubs now for a few years. And actually, it's probably time to empty them out and redo the earth. But I mean, it's such a big job, and I'd have trouble. I certainly don't think I'd be able to lift the tub myself. We've got like a little public area in front of me, which is like grass and trees, not cut nice, you know, just left to grow wild. So it would be quite an easy thing, I suppose, to roll them over there and empty the earth and then replant them. I should do them certainly this year, perhaps in the autumn when they've all finished flowering. Anyway, they're starting to grow now. The only thing with lilies is that they suffer with attacks from the lily beetle. I don't know if you know what lily beetles are. They're these red things. And honestly, if you see them and you leave them, they will decimate your lilies. You'll get up one morning and there'll just be these stalks with no leaves. And at that point, that's it. They're gone. You know, so you've got to keep an eye on there. Best way to do it, I think, really is literally to go through the lilies. You see the beetle and squash it like that. You know, you squash the beetle and that's it, dead. I also got the spray as well, so I've been spraying those. But it's the 3rd or 4th time, then they're starting to get quite tall now. It's the 3rd or 4th time now I've sprayed with the insecticide, and it doesn't seem to be having any effect. The lily beetles are still appearing on there. So I'm wondering if this insecticide has some sort of shelf life, because it is from last year. So maybe that's no good anymore and I've just got to buy some new. But insecticides, it's quite expensive, isn't it? You can get £5 or £6 for a spray of this blooming thing. So I'll give that another spray, and there's none left in the bottle now, so I've chucked that away, and I've got to buy some new, some new because I've run out now. But perhaps they go out of date like everything else. So I don't know. Good morning to Jenko, says, I tried to follow what you are saying, but I'm Dutch, so my English is not that good. Well, don't worry, you're not expected to understand everything if you're trying to learn a foreign language. You know, you won't be able to keep up, but you'll get bits and pieces out of it, all right? And as time goes on, it's the same with everything. You know, you learn, you get better with it. It's the secret is to keep practicing. Whatever it is, whether you're learning language, playing a violin or whatever, the secret is to keep practicing. I've been practicing this now for nearly 14 years, and I'm still hoping at one day to be good at it. Good morning to Ross Baker Hill. Good morning, Ross. Ross was at the quiz last night, an excellent quiz last night, boys and girls. We had such a laugh. I had such a laugh in there last night. I host a quiz, just in case you don't know. That's every Wednesday at the King's Head Theatre Bar, Upper Street, Islington. Starts at 8:30 and finishes at 10:30. That's every Wednesday there. King's Head Theatre Bar, Upper Street, Islington. And last night, Ross and his lovely lady turned up. We did have a bit of a laugh, although they didn't do too well last night. The last two visits, they've won the bottle of wine. Last week, nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. So I'm sorry about that, Ross. But never mind. Maybe next week. For the first time in years, I actually did a sports round last night, which went down quite well. Usually, I've tried sports round, not recently, but way back in the past, and they never went down very well. People just didn't like doing them. However, last night it went down all right, didn't it? What was one of the sports? Yes. When was, I think it was, what was, something about a swimming question, and the answer was butterfly stroke. I can't remember the question now. And it reminded me that, I mean, the worst thing in a public pool is when some idiot comes in and decides to do the butterfly stroke. This is like, so you're in a public pool, like perhaps where I go to, or the one run by the council. I go to the one up the road, Hilton Hotel, Livingwell. And the butterfly stroke is this one. And lots of splashing and lots of space taken up by idiots who think they can be in a public pool doing that particular stroke. And it's just so annoying. And we were talking about that last night. So a great quiz last night. Really, really enjoyable. I think we had 6 teams last night, didn't we? 6 teams last night. And nice people as well. Really, we always get nice people in there, to be fair. Always have nice people, including yourself and your lovely lady, Ross. Never mind, you came. I'm not going to tell people that you came 5th out of 6 last night, because it's all about the playing and not the winning, Ross. Remember that, dear. It's all about the play. You've got the nice table as well. It's quite a nice table there sitting next to me, isn't it? Lewis Hamilton finished in the... What position did Lewis Hamilton finish in the Chinese race? That was another question, wasn't it? Yeah. Good morning to Abdul, who says, my English is very slow. Don't worry, you've got to keep practicing, Abdul. You've just got to keep practicing, my friend. Okay, keep practicing, keep listening, and eventually it will come to you. It will come to you. So I've done my Lily Beetles this morning. Then I put a new bin liner, because the bin man have been. That was on Monday, actually. Monday the bin men been, and I've got a bin liners for my green bin. You can get those off Amazon. You can't use just a normal bin liner, because they're great big things, aren't they? The green wheelie bins. So I put a new bin liner in that and done me put me rubbish out. Then I came in and had my breakfast, which actually, Claire, it was the overnight oats, and I watched some of BBC Breakfast. And I was very surprised. You know Tesla, now they make those excellent electric cars. Oh my God, what I'd do for a Model X. Aren't they beautiful? Tesla electric cars. And they've made another huge loss. I didn't know they made such huge losses. We're talking millions of pounds. And apparently the investors are getting a little bit jittery now, because I don't think it's made a profit yet, has it, Tesla? And what they think it is because they're trying to run before they can walk. I think Elon Musk is he one of the world's richest men or something? You see, I don't think Elon Musk is bothered too much by money because he's got so much of it. So the fact that one of his companies is losing millions of pounds, he just doesn't seem to be bothered by it at all. I think Elon Musk is more of one of those people who want to improve the world and go to hell with the cost of it. And there are some people like that. There are a lot of people. There are many, many people in the world, and you will know a lot of them, who won't do anything unless it's for money. And you see, I think that's wrong. There's not just one or two. There's loads of them. There's loads of them. I mean, managers in pubs, none of the ones where I'm working at the moment. But it was a manager, and he just could not understand how I would come in here sort of and do these shows and not get any money for them. Well, why do you need to be paid for everything? It's not all about the money. This is where I think things are going a little bit wrong with cancer drugs and antibiotics and things like that. When the governments used to pay scientists to come up with stuff, and then the private companies took over. But now I think what's happening is that unless a private company thinks that it can produce a treatment and make a lot of money for it, it doesn't bother looking for it anymore. So that's where the whole money thing is. I think the whole money thing is going a bit wrong, to be honest. We need to come up with something else. Like on Star Trek. There's no money on Star Trek, is there? People just do their thing. Like, I'm doing this thing for nothing. No money coming in my way. But I love doing it. And if one person enjoys what I do, then to me it was worth doing. We don't need money. Don't need the money. I mean, the fact that Elon Musk is one of the richest people, that's neither here nor there. I don't think he's worried about making a profit. He just wants to further the human race, doesn't he? He's got that Hyperloop thing, hasn't he? Some sort of Hyperloop where you sit. I don't know if it's working yet. You sit in this tube and you're fired at 800 miles an hour down this tube in some sort of mini car in the tube. And you can travel enormous distances in very short spaces of time. Now, we won't be making any money from that yet, will he? Hello to Tom Gully. Good morning, Tom. Nice to see you here for a second time, aren't you? Who says, there's a gold-pressed Latinum on Deep Space Nine. Now, I never liked Deep Space Nine, Tom. I wasn't a fan of that. I didn't like that, and I certainly didn't like Enterprise. I thought that was the worst Star Trek series ever. I love the new Discovery series, which we've already had here in the UK on Netflix. The whole series has gone now. We're waiting for a new series, which I gather isn't going to happen until next year. But Deep Space Nine, didn't like that. But even less than that, I really hated the new series of Enterprise. That was just awful. Thank you. I think you were fifth last night, Ross. I'm sure you weren't fourth last night. Alan's got an all-electric car. What have you got, Alan? Is it, have you got a Leaf? Got a Nissan Leaf? They look nice little cars. The Nissan Leaf, a little bit too small for me because I carry around equipment all the time. Have you got a Nissan Leaf? That sounds a delightful little car. How wonderful. The only thing is, where I park my car, I'm in a garage, and it's in a block, so there's 5 garages underneath people's flats, but that's not my flat. I live in a house, the flats, and it's not, it's near my house. I can walk from my house to my garage in 30 seconds, but I couldn't run a wire from my house to the garage. Do you see what I mean? It would be along the pathway. Oh, excuse me, I've got an itchy nose. Just a minute. Oh, itchy nose. It would run along a pathway, and we couldn't have any of that. So, yeah, you got a Nissan Leaf. How lovely. How long have you had that? Oh, I can't wait to see that when I come and visit you. Oh, can't wait to see your Nissan Leaf. How marvellous. It's silent, aren't they? I've got a Toyota RAV4, which is half electric. Not half, but, a hybrid. So for a short distance, I can be electric only. But it's only 1.5 miles or so, and then the petrol thing cuts in. But very good. I can get nearly 60 miles to the gallon on that, and it's a big old heavy car. They got a new RAV4 coming out. I saw they've changed. They made it more angular, and it looks quite nice. Does look quite nice. I think by the end of because I have cars for 3 years, I got them on that PEP or whatever it's called, where you pay so much a month. You pay a deposit, you pay so much a month, so you never pay the full price of the car. They've redesigned. I saw it yesterday actually. They redesigned the outside of it. I don't know what they've done to the electric bit inside. I would like to see an electric range on my car of at least 5 miles. You see, that would get me across London. You know, distances in London are actually much smaller than, of course, distances out here. It's like 30 miles. I think it's 30 miles, 32 miles to get from here to London. Okay? But 25 of that is travelling from here to sort of the outskirts of London, like Richmond. If you've got a 5 to 10 mile range electric on the car, then that would take you right across London, you know, stopping, starting all the time. Oh, Tom's got a Mercedes. How lovely. His is hybrid. Half the time it runs on diesel, half the time it's in a mechanic's garage. Does it not work very well? Tom. I can see diesel cars just stopping here soon. There's hardly anyone buying diesel cars. I think there's something down like 40%. Because of the air thing, the air quality thing and all that. But I have to say, I think probably the modern diesels are perfectly all right. You know, they've now, unfortunately, the government have tarred diesel cars with one brush, you know. And people won't see old diesels, like buses and some taxis, pumping out that thick black smoke. The new ones, well, you can't see anything coming out the back at all, can you? Unless it's all invisible. Invisible killers, that's what they are, dear. Invisible killers. Dear me. So Alan's had his car for 4 years. Do you use it very often, Alan? Is it like used every day? And if so, have you seen, because I don't know anything about electric cars, have you seen any deterioration in the battery yet? Or is it just as good, do you think, as it was when you first got it? I'm a great believer in renewables. Great believer. I had, on my roof, I've got a thermal solar panel, which is supposed to give me hot water. That's not working properly at the moment. I think the pump's gone. And funnily enough, I rung up, I've mentioned it on the show the other day. I thought the pump had gone, and our friend is probably not with us now, but Adam the plumber was going to change the pump. However, I've now spoken to the solar people who have put me on their list because it might not be the pump. It could be something else. And it's funny, actually. The bloke was saying to me, when did you have it installed? And I said, oh, do you know, I can't remember, about 10 years ago. I said, do you want me to find the paperwork? He said, no, that'll be all right. So I've opened my drawer and looking around. I found the paperwork. 13 years I've had it. 13 years I've had this thermal water thing on the roof. And let me tell you, they're less than half the price of what I paid for it up there. But basically, it's one panel on the roof. Okay. Now, through this panel is like a flexible pipe. And there's a pump attached to one end of it. And that goes into my immersion tank thing, into my tank cylinder, into the cylinder, right? So the pump sucks the water up, goes through this flexible pump, which is in the solar panel on the roof, which is glass or plastic, whatever it is, and then back into the tank, and it's supposed to heat it up. Now, also on that big panel is a smaller electric panel. That runs the pump. So there's no connection to the electricity at all. It's all self-running, okay? But I don't think the pump is pulling it through enough, because where the pipe goes into the tank, the top bit, what comes down, is red hot. Where it comes out of the tank, it's stone cold, and you would expect it to be slightly warm once it's gone through there. So I don't think that's working properly. I rung them up, and then I looked at the thing, and it was 13 years. 13 years. And he said, well, we do recommend you service them sort of once every 10 years. I'll put you on the list. He said, what we do is when we get a few people in the same sort of area, not just Bracknell where I am, but sort of South England, when they get a few people on the list, then they send someone out. That keeps their costs down, because if you have to pay for someone to do one, well, they come all the way from Chester, which is some distance from here, so it would cost you a lot of money to get them out. So that's what they do. So I'm waiting for them to contact me now. I'll give it 2 weeks, and if they still haven't contacted me, I'll give them another ring and keep that going. Because actually, I noticed this last year. I noticed it wasn't working probably last year, and I made one phone call, and they said they'd get back to me, and no one did. You know how it is. trying to get people to come back to you all the time. So I've got that on my roof, and I've also got the PV solar panels as well, which provide me with a lot of electricity, obviously more in the summer than in the winter. But my combined electricity and gas bills, I pay monthly, and it works out to £48 a month. So can't complain about that. Indeed, in the summer, my electric bills, if you split it up, work out to about £5 or £6 a month. £5 or £6 a month. And that's coming from the solar thing. There's another thing you can buy now, actually, which is a solar battery. Okay. So during the daytime, at the moment, what happens the daytime? So I use the solar electric that I want to use during the day. Okay. At night, I have to buy it again because that the sun's gone in. I have to buy it. Now, with the excess electricity that I make during the daytime, it goes out down the wires and other people use it for nothing. Okay, so I lose that. You can now get a battery. I don't know how much it is. You can get a battery installed and it goes on your wall. And so during the daytime, any solar that you don't use charges the battery and then you can use it at night. So I'm considering doing that. I'm a great believer in all the renewables. I'm surrounded by trees here, so I can't have a windmill or anything like that. But if I didn't have so many trees, I'd have a windmill as well. I think it's great, all that stuff. Good morning to Wayne Martin. Good morning, Wayne. The batteries on the leaves are guaranteed for 5 years or 60,000 miles. So, okay, so he's had the car 3 years now and has not noticed any deterioration in the battery at all on his Nissan Leaf. So that's interesting. Thank you, Alan. I look forward to seeing your little car there. Really do. I was chatting to my friend Danny Gibbs this morning. Good morning, Danny. He may or may not be watching the show today. He's helping. There's elections or something going on today, isn't there? We've got some sort. Is it local council elections? I don't know what's going on this morning, but I whenever we have these, like not the general election, local election, we don't seem to have them in Bracknell. It's a weird thing. We seem to have them at a different time to everyone else. So I don't know why that is. It was all over the news yesterday. On the day of elections, you won't see news broadcasters or anyone doing interviews with election people because they're not allowed to do that. I can do it because I'm on the interview, because we're on the internet. We're not sort of covered by that. But Danny is helping out his Labour Party up in Grimsby, and he did say to me, did I want to endorse his Labour candidate on my show this morning? Certainly not. Absolutely not. Do I look like someone who would vote for Jeremy Corbyn, dear? Do I? You know, have I got scruffy clothes, undone hair and bad teeth? No, dear. Not even a beard. No. I do not want to endorse your Labour candidate. How dare you insult me for such a thing? In fact, I thought to myself, because I am known as one of Teresa's bitches. I am one of Teresa's bitches. I am now considering, after your comments, placing a lovely picture of Teresa on the wall. But I think we should have a picture of Teresa on the wall. What do you reckon, lads? Shall I get one of those up there? You wait till you see the abuse you'd get. The abuse that you would get if I put... I'm going to do it. I'm going to get a picture of Teresa and put it on the wall behind me. You wait till you see the abuse. No one will see, once that picture's up there, you know what the hard left are like? They won't see anything else other than the picture of our great lady hanging behind me there. I'll tell you what, I'll put a picture of Maggie up there as well. That'll really piss them off, won't it? Anything to upset the left. They'll all be on the telly this morning in Victoria Derbyshire's Victims programme complaining about something, won't they? Can someone please select a picture of Teresa and post it on there now? Perhaps they are, Wayne, if you've got nothing to do. Could you choose a suitable picture? It'll have to be a high quality one, sort of, and a large one, something like, 120/80 by 720, something like that. And I'll take it down to Boots on a stick, have it printed out and put it up there to upset the left. Perhaps I could get Theresa May wallpaper. That'd piss them off and all, wouldn't it? I love it. Perhaps a Theresa May outfit I could wear as well. And a wig. She can't do anything with her hair, can she? Bless her. She tries hard, though. She tries hard. So we've got our local elections next year, have we, Alan? I can't work it out. I don't understand why the whole country don't do it at the same time. It's very strange. Tom says, in the US, which is where Tom is, the power company buys the excess electric you create. They are also Goal Zero Yeti units that store wind and solar power. So that must be something new. We've only just got these here that can run a small home, saving the battery power. When I first had my... thank you, Wayne. When I first had my solar panels put in, I had an old type of meter, Tom. And this was one with a wheel. I don't know how old you are, actually. You don't look much younger than me, perhaps. But we used to have a wheel like that. Okay, so all the time you were drawing electricity, it would go round. When I had the solar panels put in, when I was making more electricity, it would actually turn it backwards. So you were, in effect, being paid for the electric that you used. But about 2 years ago, they changed my meter for a digital one. So that doesn't go backwards. Okay, when I'm making loads of electric, more than I need, a red light comes on indicating that the meter is no longer going forwards. But the moment the sun goes out, it starts moving again, but it won't go backwards anymore. So I now lose the excess electricity that I create. Oh, so you're in your 50s as well. Well, I'm 55, Tom, and I absolutely love all the renewable stuff. I love electric cars, the sun stuff, the wind stuff. Up in Lincolnshire, where my sister lives, there's quite a few places there because they're very flat, not many trees. And there's quite a few people that seem to have their own wind towers put up by the side of the house. Not great big massive things with, like 10, 25, 50 feet windspans, just a few feet perhaps like that. And they've got them by the side of their house. And a lot of those have got those. I'd have one here, as I say, but I'm surrounded by tall pine trees here. And I did inquire a few years ago about that. They said it would be pointless here because the trees will block out all the wind. And you won't get what you're supposed to get. So pointless of me having one of those there. Good morning to Angela Walters in Melbourne, Australia. Good morning, Angela. Lovely to talk to you on the phone the other night when we had our phone lines open. Good morning, Angela. Mr. Burns from she thinks I look like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons because of my nose. Look. Electric cars are bad. You still have to burn coal. No, not necessarily. No, not if you're using renewable electricity. We can now buy our electricity from 100% renewable electric companies. There are companies that exist now in the UK. I think there's not loads of them, just a couple of them. And if you decide to go with them, and they are slightly more expensive, you can buy your electricity from the renewable companies. And then if you've got an electric car, use those. So no, that's not right. You do have to burn coal to make some electricity. Yes, I'll give you that. Yeah, but eventually that has got to stop. Eventually, isn't it? That will stop, and then you'll be charging stuff, and it will all be renewable one day. Perhaps not while I'm here. It will be, because I'm going to go on for years, Angela. Years. I've been booked to do this show for about 400 years. I intend to speak for every last second. They do in Australia, so I haven't got renewable. It amazes me in Australia how you haven't got more solar plants over there. I don't get that. I remember the last time I was over there, they were still talking about building a new nuclear reactor in Australia, and you've got all that sun and all that desert, and I could not work out why on earth in Australia you're not completely renewable electricity, because you certainly got the sunlight for it over there, haven't you? And the heat. Doesn't really make sense. We have had over here the LPG gas available for many, many years, but it never took off here, Angela. It never took off. I have never ever seen a car in a garage being filled up with LPG gas. I've never seen it. For some reason, it never took off here. You could go and have your car converted for this gas stuff and that, but no one did it. I don't know why. And the gas was like less than half the price of a tank of normal petrol, but it never took off for some reason, and I don't know why that is here. All right. Do we not have any coal power plants, Alan? I don't know about that. Not sure about that. Tom says you even have exercise bikes you can ride, and the riding of them generates electricity like a wind machine. Yes. I think there's a gym somewhere here in the UK that has all their bikes hooked up to their electricity supply. I'm sure I saw that. That'd be some years ago that I saw that. Can't remember now. Andy's laughing uncontrollably about your thing about Theresa May trolling. Yeah, we're going to have a picture of Theresa May up there. Absolutely. That's going to happen soon, boys and girls. That'll really upset them. You wait to see them on air. Oh, they'll be seeing. They hate her. God's sake, dear. So, no, Danny, if you're watching the show, I'm afraid no, that I will not be endorsing your Labour candidate, dear. I'm sure they're very nice people, the Labour people. They just haven't got a bloody clue how to do anything. Can I just read this to you? Look, on the Jeremy Kyle show, a programme which I don't watch. Now, if you're not in the UK, you won't know. Jeremy Kyle is like this bloke. He comes on every morning. He walks around with a microphone. He's got an audience, and he has on the show the most ghastly guests that you could ever imagine in your life. They are really trash people. Trash people. I do not know where they find them from. They come on the programme. Jeremy Cole's interviewing. They've slept with everyone. They've got women on them, people's mothers who have slept with their daughters, people who are on drugs, people who are, beating other people up for that. Just ghastly, awful people. Anyway, on the Jeremy Kyle show the other day, here's the story. Jeremy Kyle fans were left reeling during this morning's show, thanks to one guest's very black teeth, and they've all got disgusting teeth. I don't know where he finds these people. They all have the worst. They come on the television in tracksuits. I kid you not. They put tracksuits on the television on a programme where they're going to be interviewed. No idea whatsoever. Guest Kyle, the boy's name was Kyle, and he don't look that old. He looks about 20 years old, and he's smiling. His teeth are rotten. Rotten. How do you get like that? Do these people seriously never ever brush their teeth? It's vile. Vile. Guest Kyle was on the show to expose his girlfriend Mel's ex-boyfriend, Fraser, of being a liar and the cheat. It was also revealed that Fraser had given this girl a nasty disease. You know, don't like to talk about that sort of thing on this program. But forget the disease and deception. It was the state of Kyle's mouth that really caused controversy on the show. He said, Fraser, you're a tramp, you're unhygienic, and your teeth are awful. And this boy is smiling. They are. They're all black. The kid can't be any... he's got to be about 22 years old, this kid, and his teeth are falling out. Carl responded, my teeth are only bad because I've got near enough dead teeth. Fraser quipped, and you're allergic to toothpaste apparently. That's what you told me. And this is the basis of that show. It's just ghastly people shouting and screaming at each other. And in the times where you get some decent lad on there, it's usually someone, and him and a girlfriend will have been dumped or something like. Someone will have been dumped, and then they call on the girlfriend, don't they? And this gorgeous lad is sitting there on a chair, and in comes the girlfriend. About 40 stone. They come in, waddling their fat asses onto the stage, waggling their fingers. And I'm like, no wonder he's not with you, love. God's sake, awful people. It goes on, as you can imagine, the state of Carl's teeth did not go unnoticed. This is in this morning's Sun, with viewers taking to Twitter to make their feelings known. One wrote, my teeth are bad because they are more or less dead teeth. WTF, you know what that means. Another said, oh, I can smell his dead teeth from here. A third said, I'd do anything for her. Well, apart from brush his teeth. The viewer clearly has regular visits to the dentist. Dead teeth. And a fifth viewer said, brush your teeth. The best insult ever on Jeremy Cole. It's disgusting. I mean, how can, as a TV producer, why would you allow us to see something like that? It's disgusting. A sixth says, dead teeth doth butter no parsnips. Carl then went on to accuse Fraser of ringing up a £300 phone bill by calling sex lines. Oh, God. Why would you do that anymore? You can watch it all on the internet for free. You don't need to be paying 300. Oh, hi. Oh, yeah. Tell me what you want to do. Oh, yeah. Have you seen the people who do these phone calls? Most of them are people's nans. They're getting like £10 an hour to talk dirty to some poor old soul down the phone. God's sake. Fraser did admit to sending dodgy text messages to other women which did not go down with Jeremy. Jeremy then revealed, Jeremy Kyle, this is, results of a lie detector that proved Fraser had not brushed his teeth. That would have made more fun. That he'd taken a lie detector test. Did you brush your teeth? Oh, no, I always brush my teeth. And they're black. I always brush my teeth. Well, the lie detector says, you didn't brush your teeth. Well, it's all wrong. It's all wrong. No, the lie detector chief was that proved Fraser had cheated on him or her. What's it? Oh, we're not interested. We're not interested really in the story, but the dirty, disgusting teeth. Oh, it's just awful. Awful, awful, awful. Let's have a look here. Bum, bum, bum. Tom Gully. Jeremy Carl is your Jerry Springer. No, it's nowhere near as good as Jerry Springer. Jerry Springer is likeable. Jeremy Kyle isn't. He's not likeable. Jerry Springer is very likeable. We like him. We really liked Jerry Springer. Well, I'm not keen on Jeremy Kyle at all. He just shouts all the time. Shouts, and he thinks he's like an alpha male. No, you're not an alpha male. You're a bit of an idiot, mate. You're a bit of an idiot, mate. I don't care how popular these people are on the telly. Doesn't necessarily make them good, does it, eh? Andy says, how about a picture of Diane Abbot? Well, there wouldn't be enough room on there, dear. Not unless she starts going to Slimmer's World. Have you seen her on the telly? Look, I've got the glasses. Well, of course, you know, the things are that especially down the supermarket. And I purchased 2 apples down there the other day. And they were 5 pence each. So for the 2 apples, it was 5 plus 5. And I don't actually have the notes written in front of me, but I think it came to £13.48. I think that's right. And what we need, because of these supermarket apples, is a general election. And it's quite right that everyone should resign, because they've all got it terribly wrong. We must have the entire government resign. And then she does that look, doesn't she? Like she hasn't got a clue what's going on anywhere. There is not enough room on my wall for a picture of Diane Abbot. I'm sorry. We've just got enough room for Teresa. And maybe we could have a little shrine to Teresa. I could move all my stuff here. And we could have like a statue, like they have in churches for the Blessed Virgin Mary. I could have a statue of Teresa there, little candles around it, and perhaps some fairy lights as well. That'd be quite nice. I'd love her to come in here. I'd love it. We would have a laugh, dear. Wouldn't be any of this politics stuff. Well, I would have such a laugh with Theresa May here in the studio. We would, dear. Good morning to Ray Reynolds joining us late this morning, aren't you, Ray? Ray Reynolds is late this morning. Dear me, what time did you call this? Have you been out already doing your shopping, Angela? Let's have a look there. Tom, there you are, I'm back there. I want to see a picture of Skippy the kangaroo on your backdrop. No, because people then would think I'm in Australia, wouldn't they? They'd think I was in Australia. We can't have that. There's got to be something British behind. That is our blossom. And we've got loads of blossom at the moment. This is my spring background. We've only just started doing backgrounds for different seasons of the year. This is the spring. The summer one is here already, waiting to go up. That will make an appearance, I think, in June. June, July, August, September will be the summer one, okay? Thank you, Wayne. I'll have a look at the picture. Let me have... Oh, maybe I can look now. Can I look now? No. Did you email it then? Oh, you must have sent it on an email. I'll grab that a little bit later and have a look, see if I can print that off and we'll put that up behind us, okay? Good morning, Mark Cording. Morning, Mark. A little bit late this morning, one of our singing karaoke people. We've got new karaoke starting soon, by the way, boys and girls. Not this Sunday, but the Sunday after. There it is. That's at Nunhead at the Pyrotechnics pub. 6:30 on a Sunday, Sunday sort of night, evening, Sunday afternoon, 6:30 to 9:30. It might go later, actually. If it requires it, we can go later. But generally, it's 6:30 to 9:30 at the Pyrotechnics, 39 Nunhead Green. There's a couple of buses there. I gather there's another train as well, so I've got to make a small adjustment to that poster when I get a moment. Possibly do that tonight when I'm not doing anything, because I should be in there. I should be in tonight. Going out for an afternoon tea this afternoon. That's my another thing I've got for my mate for his birthday at the Grove, which is in Watford. So looking forward to that. I've got to drive this afternoon, so no glass of champagne today. I mean, people said to me, "Oh, you can have one glass." No, I don't drink at all and drive. Not one, not even a small one. Nothing. Never drink and drive, never. So I'll just be sticking to the tea, and I might have an extra cake as I'm not having the champagne. And I can do that because I'm back down on my slimming world. Back to target weight. Thank you very much. Good morning, Mark Bradley. How do you feel about a sugar tax? Do you think Jamie or Oliver has a point? I think he could do with losing a bit of weight. Cool, he's got a bit fat and all, isn't he? I think Jamie wants to lose the weight before he brings in the sugar tax himself, dear. Oh, dear. Good morning, sis. Sharon Butler's there. That's my sister. Do say hello to her. That's my lovely sister, Sharon Butler. Heart of gold she's got. Just not the gold. And did I see Benidorm last night? No. So please don't tell me about it. Not seen Benidorm yet. Good morning to Pyrotechnists. Welcome to the show, Pyre. Whereabouts are you? If you're new to the show, do let us know where you are, okay? Have you seen him, Mark? Oh, dear, put some... You know, I can't stand these people who are overweight and tell us to go on diets. Are you for real? You know, what we want is someone like Victoria Beckham. Mind you, no one... Who wants to look like her? Miserable. What a miserable cow that is. Walking around like that all the time. I mean, if it's the weight loss that's made her so miserable, please start eating some chips. God, what a miserable cow. I wonder what she's like at home. Does she smile at home either? I reckon she don't look as good as that anyway. I reckon she's quite old. It's all makeup, isn't it? It's all fake, dear. Fake. There's no fakeness here. There's no fakeness here. Look, no makeup, no work done on face, as you can see from the lines. Claire says, can you give us a recital of some of your hymns on the piano from your lounge? You did one years ago, which I watched while you were up north. Yeah, I can do that. Not while I'm not today, but I could do a little recorded segment for you. What hymn would you like, Claire? I'll play you a hymn. I'll record a hymn for you. All right. I'm always amazed at how thick some people are. I really are. Again, in the Daily Mirror this morning, here we go. There's a growing number of people who seem to think that the world is in fact flat. Right. Now, this is going to be of interest to you as well, Angela. Okay? So here it comes. But it gets better. They also insist that Australia is actually one big hoax. I vow to thee, my country. Okay, I vow to thee. You know that's from the planets, don't you? Did you know that, Claire? The planets. Jupiter, I think it is. I think it's Jupiter. If you get hold of the planets and the track Jupiter, I'm sure it's Jupiter, then halfway through that you will hear the tunes I vow to thee, my country. Did you know that? Back to the story. According to a viral Facebook rant, oh, well, if it's on Facebook, it's got to be true, isn't it? You know, the crap on there. I mean, some people are so thick and they repost stuff, don't they, without realising it, that it's actually fake. No one checks anything. Oh, Claire knows that, okay. No one checks anything. The amount of stories that are reposted of celebrities that died 10 years ago, and they go, oh, look, someone died. No, they haven't. Look at the date. Oh, yeah, sorry. Didn't occur to you to check it out before you reposted it and reposted your fake news all over my news feeds, did you, dear? No, The stuff that people repost on there without realising it. And the best one are the ones where Facebook is going to charge. If you copy and paste this and send it to 25 of your friends, then they won't charge you. What a I mean, how stupid must you be to actually believe that's true? Huh? I tell you what, I won't even repost the so-called charity ones either. Because I've got a theory with some of these GoFundMe things. And there's another one that pops up occasionally. I can't remember. There's another something. It's like a GoFundMe type thing. And people, various charities. This is for my dad who needs a new lung, but he needs £100,000. Please donate. How do you know that's true? How do you know? And often, I'm sure some of them are true. Some of them are. But how do you differentiate? It's a little bit like homeless people. Homeless people in London. We have homeless people in London who suffer terribly in cold weather and things like that, sleeping in doorways. We also have people who pretend to be homeless and are on the streets with those homeless people collecting money. And they've got homes to go to. It's very, very difficult to differentiate. That's what I don't donate to anyone like that, I'm afraid. Because I don't know if it's true or not. And it's all very well you saying, oh no, there are things in place to stop that happening. I guarantee you some of those GoFundMe things are fake. They are fake. And there's a lot of stuff on Facebook that is fake, and you need to be aware. When you copy and paste stuff that you've just seen, might be some warning. Oh, do not open a text message from Audrey Davidson because they are a hacker. And if you open the message, they will steal all your bank information and you will die. Please repost this to 200 of your friends. No, doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. You better just ignore it and move on. Happens all the time, though. It says in the Daily Mirror, according to a viral Facebook rant, the entire country and presumably 24 million people in Australia are completely fake. I mean, how can someone actually believe this? But they do. That's the thing. People see stuff and they believe it. The idea resurfaced at a recent gathering of the so-called flat earthers. This must be something to do with you, Paul. This has got to be something to do with Paul Mosley, who's with us every morning. The idea resurfaced at a recent gathering of so-called flat earthers in Birmingham recently, where over 200 people came together to confirm to each other that the earth is nothing more than a giant pancake. Thick people! Thick people! I'm sorry. There are people that might not like me for saying that. How can you say that? To upset their feelings. Because they need to be upset. Because they're thick. How can the earth possibly be round? If it was round, then I wouldn't be able to look at... if it was flat, I wouldn't be able to look out my window now and roughly at eye level, there is a cloud. Because it goes like that. Stupid people. Conspiracy theories gather at UK's first flat earth convention, including one speaker who claims gravity doesn't exist. Well, I'm on the floor. I'm not floating around. I mean, how much more proof do you want, thicko? The original of the fake Australia post started on Reddit, which is another internet thing. I've had a look at that before and I can't work it out. I don't know how to work it. Back in 2017. But it appears to be back in the minds of the spherically challenged at the moment. Oh, is that the politically correct round name for the thickos that think it's flat? Spherically challenged. Australia is not real, the rant begins. It's a hoax. Made up for all to believe that Britain moved over their criminals to some place. In reality, all these criminals were loaded off the ships into the waters, drowning before they could see land ever again. It's a cover-up for one of the greatest mass murders in history. Oh, God. It just beggars belief how stupid some people are. Moreover, the Post reckons that all Australians are nothing more than computer-generated personas. And if you've ever been down under yourself, you're terribly wrong. Well, I've been 5 times. I love it. Let me tell you. If anyone believes this, please, I would never lie to you. It exists. Australia is a real company. Is a real country and contains a lot of very alive people, some more alive than others. Hilariously, the pilots are all apparently on it. They have just been flying you to parts of South America all of these years. Flat Earth theories have been shot down by just about everyone capable of rational thought, but the theory is still enjoying a current resurgence. I mean, it just goes on this. It just goes on. I mean, it just beggars belief how people can actually believe this. Bye-bye, Wayne. Adam says, have you heard the story in the Sun and the Daily Mail about Asda? They are now selling Viagra. This will now mean stiff competition in the Viagra market as it's selling for only $3.75 for 4 tablets. Blimey, is that all it is now? I used to play a bloke in a pub a lot more than that. For my trips to Chariots. Oh, dear me. Unbelievable. Andy mentions a new series of Monkey. Correct. Yes, I saw that advertised last night. I watched another episode of Lost in Space last night. Actually, I've only seen the four episodes so far. I've got to say the little boy isn't acting very well, is he? Robinson. What's his name? The boy Robinson. Will Robinson. He was talking to his dad last night in the programme, and the acting was a little bit less than good, I thought. But yeah, enjoying Lost in Space, and now advertising the new series of Monkey. Ooh. I used to love that when I was a kid, and he had like a strange hair dude, didn't he? Monkey, yeah. Coming soon. It's on Netflix now. It's on Netflix now if you want to watch that. Excellent. Tom, the flat earthers simply need their tinfoil hats to be refurbished and they'll be fine. I think they will. My friend. Okay. It's nice to... Let's see. I think I've done everything I was going to talk about there. I had some more stories here. But I think we'll leave that there, yeah, because it's getting a bit time. Just to let you know that, of course, we're about to have some really nice weather. It starts today. It's already lovely and warm outside. In fact, I'm starting to sweat a little bit in my brand new jacket, and we don't want stains underneath here yet. Not like the stains here. Look. This is going into Mrs. Tahid's today to be done. I need this altered as well because it's too big for me now. Now that I've lost all the weight, so I'm taking that into Mrs. Tahid's to have that cleaned and possibly altered at the same time. So there we are. Jerusalem. Yeah, that's the one, Jerusalem. Good. Here comes today's birthdays, boys and girls. If it's your birthday, I'm about to read it out, okay? I've been going through my birthdays, actually. I've been going through the birthdays, and I noticed... there are a few people that simply don't seem to exist. Sometimes I go on someone's wall and I see the last post on their wall was me wishing them happy birthday last year. So I kind of take those off the list now. I've actually started going through my phone book as well. I don't know about you, but do you find that you ring people? Okay, you ring people and they never ring you. Certain people that you might have been contacting with for years and years, but they've never rung you, and I've started taking them off the phone. You know, what is the point? You can't have a one-way friendship, can't you? It just seems so unfair. It doesn't cost me anything. You know, we're all on these contracts where you can use as many minutes as possible, but a lot of us are, aren't we? I'm certainly on. I'm on the three. I'm on 3. And I get unlimited data, texts, and phone calls for £30 a month. I think that's a blooming good deal, that is. As a SIM only, I now save up for my telephones and I buy them outright, and that's it. You know, so that's done. So I just have a a SIM-only thing, and I think that's a really good deal. So I've started deleting phone numbers now, that people that never ring me, and I'm surprised at how many there are. People that I've worked with or known for years and years, and they never ring me. It's always me who makes the phone call, and it's not about the cost of the call. It's not about that. You can't have a one-way friendship, so they can go, you know? A similar thing I've been doing on the Facebook, not because the Facebook's a bit different. I don't use it just to talk to friends and family. I use it to put this thing out, you know, this thing that I do, so that hopefully one or two people might enjoy it and have a little bit of a laugh with me. Gustav says, Lost in Space on Netflix. It's a slow boiler. It gets better and better. And as for the young boy's acting, he gets better and better. When you finish the series, you'll be impressed. Oh, I'm gonna stick with it, Gustav. Thank you very much for your comments there. I will stick with that. Good morning, Rory. Hope you're well, Rory. Nice to see Rory O'Neill there. I will stick with Lost in Space. One other thing I watched, Gustav, and I don't know if you saw it or not, Riverdale. I watched about 3 or 4 of those, and I thought, oh, this isn't going anywhere. So I came out of it. I was watching it with my best mate. But he's carried on watching it, and he's telling me to get back into it because it gets really good and dark towards the end. I wonder if you've seen that one at all, Gustav. And I think, Gustav, you're probably like the same sort of stuff as me. Have you watched Anne with an E, which is like a carry-on of Anne of Green Gables? Have you watched that yet? That is just charming. Absolutely charming. It's about this little girl, and she's an orphan. And I think it's the American Midwest, 1940s, 1950s sort of time. And a couple take her on, thinking that she's going to be a boy. But then she arrives and it's a girl and they don't want her. But then they quite take to her and they want to adopt her, and they adopt her and all that. And it's about her life. It's a wonderful programme. Anne with an E, available now on Netflix. Okay, have you seen that, Gustav? Birthday time then. We've only got a few today. We've only got 4 birthdays today. First of all, I want to say happy birthday to one of my great nieces, Olivia. Now, Olivia is the severely disabled little girl. She's got a lot wrong with her. She never will be able to stand or eat a meal. She has a little pipe in her tummy where they have to put food in that. It's a 24-hour-a-day caring thing. Her mum and dad, that's my nephew and my nephew Gary, and his wife Stacey, they have a lot of work all the time to look after their little girl. But today she is 3 years old, and I think they're doing absolutely fantastically. I really do. I think you've got to be a very special person to care. My mum was a carer. She was a great carer, my mum. And Stacey and Gary have become carers as well. And they have someone come in and look after her as well, which is actually Stacey's sister, Cheryl. And it really is a 24-hour-a-day thing. And when I'm with them, the little girl is attached to sort of machines, and there's a pipe, as I say, in her tummy. I think is it one round her face as well? I think there's one round her face sometimes as well. And now and again she starts coughing, and they have to turn this sucking machine on, and it comes on. They put a little tube in her mouth, and it sucks the mucus out of her throat because she can't get it up herself. Anyway, today she's 3 years old, so happy birthday, Olivia. Fantastic. She's also blind. They think she can see bits of light, so she's got what's that called, a sensory room with lots of flashing lights and things in the room that they built. The council kindly built them an extra room, and people are always buying them lights and things. I haven't got a birthday present yet, so I'll probably get a phone call, get told off when I say happy birthday, Olivia, 3 years old today. And Gary and Stacey and Cheryl, you're doing fantastically. I don't think I could do that. You've got to be someone very special to look after someone 24 hours a day. I don't know how you do that. But it's fantastic. Well done. Happy birthday, Olivia. Other birthdays today. Eccedentisiast Khan. I hope I've got your name right. It's quite difficult to say that, but happy birthday to you. 19 years old today. Catherine Franks is a young 76 years old today. Happy birthday, Kathy. And Michael Hendricks. Kathy I know from Roehampton years ago when I used to live in Roehampton. And Michael Hendricks today is 33 years old. So just a few birthdays today. Happy birthday, gang. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Olivia, Eccedentisiast, Catherine and Michael. Happy birthday to you. Have a nice birthday. Okay, I'm off to the swimming pool now, and then we're going to the Grove in Watford for afternoon tea this afternoon as Ronnie's last little bit of birthday present. Hopefully I'll see you again tomorrow morning. Thanks ever so much for watching and listening to the show. Hope you have a nice day. Get out there in the sunshine. Bye-bye now.